Hello and welcome to the lobby. It's Call of Duty week, so to celebrate, we have strapped Eric Tay with 4 pounds of C4 explosives, and if he sucks at Call of Duty, we're going to blow his ass sky high.
It's a shaped charge, so Jeff and I are going to be safe.
Yeah, we'll be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
We might get a little, splatter.
No.
We'll have to get, a cleanup crew going, but...
It's, what do you call those ones with the ball bearings at the front? Claymore mines. That's actually what it is. He's going to be fine, but we're all toast. Yeah. You son of a bitch.
So it's to encourage, cheering him on, giving him some tips, emotional support.
Call of Duty tips.
Like every Call of Duty
Have you played Call of Duty
needs.
before?
Aim at the... Shoot. Shoot those guys.
Kill 300 people. Doesn't this really bring home the amount of fucking murder in these games?
I want to say by the end of the campaign, I had killed 950 people or something like that.
Just shy of a grand.
Yeah. Just missed it. I'd gotten the most headshot kills you could get. At some point, these meters that we're showing on screen here actually stop, and you stop getting exo bonuses from them.
Yeah.
They're like, stop killing people in the head.
It's like, just shoot them somewhere else. Hit them with grenades, for example.
It's
Find a laptop or two. What are you doing?
That there's someone out there watching who lives in a town of 950 people.
Not anymore.
And that last shot there, just
yeah.
That's you, Mom. Wow. Jeff Gerstmann from Jive Bombs here.
Hello, hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Did you review this video game?
I reviewed this video game.
What did you give it in terms of stars?
A 4 out of 5 stars.
Why did you take away the star?
That's how it works. Every game starts all the way at the top and then just gets chipped away. That's exactly how
every game is
works.
immaculate
I'm glad
upon
you asked.
conception.
No, I think that this is in a lot of ways the best Call of Duty has been for some time. You look at Ghosts, and Ghosts was not a 4-star game. Black Ops 2 was cool, but the multiplayer kind of same type stuff.
Yeah.
This is, I think, some of the most dramatic changes they've made to just the fundamentals. Just adding that exosuit. And some people are like, "Oh yeah, double jumps and butt stomps, whatever." But it's actually a meaningful change. You can do some really cool stuff with your little exosuit, all your side boosts and jumps, and that mobility that it brings, I think, really adds a lot to the game.
Is it still, though, incredibly similar to the old games? Because even I was watching the quick look you guys did, and when you died, it even did the blur out screen.
Yeah.
Blood comes on.
It's still a Call of Duty
Does
game.
it still feel like that? Though? Does it change quite a lot?
Totally, yeah. It's the sort of thing where these changes are going to be really meaningful to people that really already care about Call of Duty or used to and are open to the idea of a new one. Anyone that's written it off already or has gone okay, I'm done with these things. They're done.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anyone's mind. It is still very much a Call of Duty game. The controls, the feel, all that sort of stuff is right there with the franchise since '07. But if you're interested in that type of game, I think that the changes they made have been meaningful. It's the sort of thing. It appeals to me the same way Titanfall did. That kind of player mobility when you're not in the Titan, all the wall running and all that stuff you can do. The pace of the game is much faster, I feel, than something like Ghosts or something like Black Ops 2, because you can just get up.
Yeah.
And so the fighting ends up taking place on multiple levels. It's like you'd have some sniper camping somewhere across the map up high, and you just know that that's the spot and get them. But now it's like everyone is just on the rooftops all the time.
Right.
So it actually creates this situation where now you can go low because everyone's looking at kind of mid-height because everyone assumes you're going to jump up there. So some of the lower paths in the maps are a little more interesting now because people are kind of just all over the place.
Is it like that thing in Titanfall, week 1, where everyone's kind of learning how to play the game again?
Yeah,
so nobody really knows how to play it at the moment?
Yeah, I would say, just to add to Jeff's point, it's the movement dynamics have changed this game. It's still a Call of Duty game, but I don't even think people have touched this. It's just the surface right now of what you can do with all that movement. Last night for the first time, it was I'm starting to figure this out. I think it's kill a dude up top. There's another guy shooting me. Backdash off that. Come, I'll be underneath. Shot that guy. And people are gonna figure out the movement stuff. And and that's when it's going to get interesting. I think right now it's just people are trying to play it with COD, but know that they can do the double jumping and be like, oh, I want to double jump everywhere,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
oh wait, I don't want to really be in the air because I'm getting picked off.
Yeah, that's
and
the
it's
thing.
like,
Is, you know, and they balance that stuff, I think, reasonably well to where when you boost jump, you hang up there for a little bit. So it's very easy just to gun people out of the sky, and that's pretty satisfying too.
You played any, Chris?
Yeah, I've played a bunch of multiplayer, and I think the comparison to Titanfall and the way that mobility just really changes the feel of the game is totally on point. I would say, yeah, like last night I was playing, maybe 3 out of every 10 encounters I had, someone used a boost dodge or something like that. So it's not, I agree, it's not like totally pervasive.
Hang on, I got a
at
text
this point.
message, you guys.
All right, well,
Sampella.
Okay, all right, okay.
Stop talking about that other game.
What?
We invented double jumps first.
But yeah, the pace of it, and what I think the movement for me, the biggest change is the fact that you can now, because you can dodge out of the way, because you can do back away like that quick, getting out of a firefight alive is much more possible. Like you can be in an engagement and like sense it's not going your way, boom, you dash into a door.
Right.
Where previously you'd be like, I'm gonna run into this door, and then they like
Or I'm just gonna die.
catch your calf and you're dead. Like you can jet, like take a second, like, and then there's another moment in your firefight. The actual engagement itself is drawn out, and so there's more tactical stuff that happens there, which that doesn't happen every time someone gets a drop on you, or
Yeah, no,
like people are
certainly
still
not.
like head to head shooting each other down, whatever.
And then you got the lunatics that pull out the shield. That there's one of the exo abilities is like pops up a little shield.
What is this, Counter-Strike?
And you're just like, okay, I'm just going to stand here and stare at you while you play around with your dumbass shield, and as soon as you drop it, you're dead. Like that's how this is going
I'm
to go.
going to slowly back away if you come at me thinking you're going to whack me with it.
This is silly.
I don't know. My friend said like he was in a Goliath and someone pulled out the shield and he didn't know what to do against them because he was just like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
He's blocking all my
Right,
shots.
so in that one instance, it
yeah,
works.
yeah. I mean, like there will be some.
That's always
but
been the
yeah,
shield
no
thing,
way
though.
is
Is
that.
it's like a disruptor. It's like
Or if you're with someone else.
some people, well, certainly if you're with someone else. But if you pull it out, people are like, "Wait, what?" And in that moment, like you should pull it out for a second, then pull your gun
Psych!
back out, right?
Yeah.
Like
Grenade.
that's the use of it in the one-on-ones. I think Jeff is talking about, but yeah, it's like the first days of any multiplayer shooter going wide, you're seeing all sorts of people trying stuff and failing at it and figuring out what works. And
So
stuff.
let's try some stuff and fail right now. Eric Tay,
This is single
what the
player.
goddamn hell do you have on you? Oh, yeah, this is single player.
This
sorry.
is a C4. Remember, if I fail.
What is it really?
So this is, Eric, while you jump in, this was provided to us by the folks at Immerse. It's called the Core FX. It says
see
it
that.
on his chest. And basically there's like speakers in his chest that like do this like haptic feedback thing, right? Every time he pulls a gun, blah, 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 blah. Right, Eric?
Does it feel like you're getting shot?
No.
Oh.
It doesn't feel like you're getting shot. It feels like someone's like vibrating stuff against your chest, and occasionally with a gun burst, like poking you in the chest.
Jeff endorses this.
It's the dumbest shit ever. People have been making these things for decades. They're always the worst.
We had one that was called the butt kicker. You like strap it to the bottom of your desk chair, and it would like vibrate really loudly.
I mean, that's
anytime
more like
there
it used to
was
just be
bass.
like, here's a chair, a gaming chair
Oh,
we're
yeah.
selling, and the whole
Yeah.
chair would shake. And then, it became like dumb vests like this. I am blown away that you were even showing this on this program and didn't just get this in the mail and go, yeah, great, more garbage, and throw it aside with like the crap you stick on the controller sticks.
Hey
and stuff.
man, consumers need to know
Hey
if they
man,
want...
this show has to happen every Tuesday, whether there's shit to put on it or not.
No, I asked them to send me this actually because they
What?
reached out to me and they're
God
like,
damn it, Chris.
"Hey, do you want to check out this vest?" And I was like, "That would be fun to show off on the lobby because this is the kind of thing you see like when you're at CES." This is not the kind of thing that we have. Like we're not like we don't have a dedicated like hardware space. We're like headphones and
Is
keyboards
Peter
and stuff
Brown
like.
going to get pissed off that we're doing this? On the
No,
lobby?
no, no,
He's
no.
like,
Inching in on his hardware territory. No, I think it's like we get the chance to show off these weird niche products for gaming stuff, and it's kind of neat. This thing, you like plug it into your TV with a little dongle. It's wireless, and I don't know if is Eric's mic picking it up. Like,
Probably
Is it vibrating much at all?
It does. It feels like it's murmuring.
Is it
It's
like
kind
giving
of-
you a nice massage?
Nah, a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
You're a man who knows about massages.
Apparently.
I've seen you in the Richmond at like
Oh yeah.
midweek
great.
on a
3 in the morning.
yeah.
Walking out all
Jesus.
red-faced.
Why are you guys?
Listen,
Blowing up
that's,
your spot
that's
like
when
this? Sorry,
that's
yeah.
when Eric is playing Destiny. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
He has 5
play COD
accounts
now.
to keep up on.
I play COD now.
Yeah, you
Oh.
prestige over and over and over again. Have you?
Hey, I prestiged once.
Okay. What level are you on? Oh, okay, that's multiplayer. We'll talk about that later.
Come on, get the door. Get some
Before
door
I ask
action.
you about what the hell's
You
going
can't
on
hold the
here,
door.
is that a shield?
I have a shield now.
You're the worst.
I'm gonna throw it like Captain America. Ah!
Yeah, Captain America didn't throw it.
He's
as
a little
badly
bit
as
better at it than you are, but that's
Oh.
fine. That's why he's a captain of America.
For the folks watching this live, sorry, on-demand folks, you can go do one. We're giving away Call of Duty Xbox One on the show right now. So if you go to the link, which will, there you go, tinyurl.com/win Kada. Kada.
Kada!
Win Kada. Go to that while we're live, like for the next 40 minutes or so. And yeah, fill in your information. You might win a Call of Duty Xbox.
You gotta do it.
It's empty.
Get that gray Xbox with all sorts of weird stuff on it.
Talk to me about the single player. Jeff, you've obviously completed this, right?
I have, yes.
How is
I
it?
think it's fun. You know, it's one of those things where one of the big things they've been talking about is Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
and he plays kind of the heavy in the story.
Is he in it much?
Yeah, they actually, compared to when you see a lot of like celebrities in games, he's in it more than most, and I think the game benefits overall from him being in it. He gives a good, solid performance. A lot of it's in cutscenes and stuff. Like
Yeah.
you're not like shooting alongside him or anything like that often. But,
I was banking on that.
yeah, but I think he adds some weight to the story. Also, like it looks like Kevin Spacey. It moves like him. The performance capture stuff I think comes through really well, and especially in pre-rendered cutscenes, like the character model looks. That looks like Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
But also, like he gives speeches like you might expect a Kevin Spacey style character to give.
Democracy.
Yeah, and also out of game, all of the intel in the game is basically like his diary.
Right.
So
Is he
you're kind
voicing it as
yeah,
well?
exactly. So you're kind of getting him telling you where his head was at different parts of the campaign.
Right.
Dear diary.
Which is interesting. It's say what you will. Like it's a big summer blockbuster, big dumb story. What happens when PMCs are turned against America or whatever. Like every piece of modern or future military fiction
story,
that
yeah.
exists right now, it's all that story over and over again. So it's one of those. But I think it's well done, and it's a fun 6-hour romp.
Yeah. Same
A
as
romp.
what you're used
It's
to.
a romp. Yeah, it's what you're used to.
So then, in terms of like the actual gameplay, is it the same sort of like short missions that are quite bombastic, split up by like vehicles and like weird one-off missions in between them?
Sort of. I think they do better with pacing overall than they've maybe done in the past. And it's they have missions where for large chunks of them you aren't even necessarily armed. You're out there doing spy business, and you kind of have your vehicle style missions where
Yeah.
you're riding a hover bike or flying some sort of
Like the drone fly
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, where you're like you're piloting a drone, covering a team on the ground and stuff like that. Like they do the stuff that Call of Duty does, but I think like it's a lot more grounded in terms of like it's not like here's the C-130 level and you're so far removed from everything that it feels like a one-off thing. Like it all feels like tightly integrated into the same story and into the kind of the same environments that you're used to running.
Did you
around.
enjoy playing as the same character?
Oh, yeah.
throughout? Like you're not like
Yeah, you don't really
4
jump
different
from
guys or
from
anything
guy
like
to guy, and that's I think that's fine. I think it works for this story. They don't necessarily need to jump from guy to guy. But I want to say, well, I guess with with limited exceptions, Ghosts was pretty much that one
was
guy
pretty much that as well.
for most of the time. Except for I guess the very very intro. Yeah, it's a solid campaign. There's some stuff like I wish that the branching campaign stuff from Black Ops 2 was something that made its way into all the games that followed, and it's like disturbing and strange that it didn't. It's just one of those things where when you've got multiple studios working on a game, like every year it's different for no discernible reason other than other people made this on a different timetable. Like the reasonings become logistical and not like, here's the game we wanted to make or here's the best game we could make. Instead, it's just like,
here's the game we've been making for 2 years.
Those guys
exactly.
Those guys made some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me of like how an NCAA football game was always a year behind Madden. You know, it's just like, we're using their old code.
You gonna be pissed off next year then when they release?
Yeah, when Treyarch comes out with one and doesn't have.
So I think it'll be really tough for whatever is next. If they don't have this so basically, like if they put out a Call of Duty game that doesn't have this level of mobility in it, and this level of speed, I don't want to play it.
Well, you were saying that you went back and played some other.
Like I finished the campaign I finished playing Advanced Warfare and then played some Ghosts. I was like, man, this is slow and boring. By comparison, the ability to kind of boost around. When we get to multiplayer, you'll see you can really be all over the place. And it's stuff like, you can just jump and boost forward and just jut forward and kind of really get moving. And just, that's fun. It's fun to do. Do you find yourself
doing that, like, just for fun in the single-player campaign? Like, one of the criticisms of our review, which was done by Miguel Concepcion, who's a freelancer, was that, like, the campaign doesn't create enough scenarios where you're sort of forced to use it in creative ways, or it doesn't encourage you to use those exo abilities as much as he thought would
I mean, there are definitely parts of the campaign that are grounded, but also, like, they don't always give you the boost jump. Like, there are whole levels where you are just instead you have the shield and like overcharge and some of the other abilities. You've got a level where you've got a grappling hook, and so your exo abilities kind of change from mission to mission, and the missions are built around that. So I kind of found, like, generally speaking, the missions where you had the boost jump, you had some opportunities to use it.
To use some boost jump,
and not as much as you have in the multiplayer.
Certainly, yeah.
But it just kind of depends on how you want to play. You can very much just kind of stand behind something and murder everything in your path that way, or you can kind of run up and jump up and be in their midst and take care of it that way.
Watching Eric totally whiff on that melee has reminded me to ask you how you feel about the melee. You really have to be right up next to someone.
There is zero range on that thing this year.
Yeah. But it got to the point where if you were within 5 feet and you clicked in, you just go like just lunge in.
So.
It's like leaping murder lunge.
Like, especially in multiplayer, you got so used to that. It was just like whoever clicks first kind of thing.
And that's one of those things that almost feels arbitrary. I'm sure on some level some designer is trying to balance it out and think like, well, because the guns do this, we want the melee range to be this. Or at least you'd like to believe that that's what they're doing. But
because you've got the exo abilities, you can get up close to them so much quicker.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's just one of those things where you wonder, like, when Treyarch is up next year, is it just going to be like 5 feet or 3 feet, or like what?
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, exactly. But they roll a 10-sided die and go like, here's the lunge on the melee, and then flip a coin to decide if there's a perk that extends it even further, right? I mean, like, that's the stuff that I find really frustrating, is that the path to unlock stuff changes because they can,
because they want to freshen it up and have it not feel like the same 8 prestiges you did in the last Call of Duty.
And this game is the multiplayer class system is very much based on the Black Ops 2 stuff, and I think that what they did to it is smart. It's a good evolution of it, and I would kind of like to see them stick. I kind of like to see them stick with this stuff for a little bit, instead of just like having the next game be like whatever, like remove the boost or get back to regular jumps. And
do you think that's where we're at, though? Like, that this is the new sort of the dynasty, as it were, for the next couple of years?
I think
there was World War II, and then there was fucking God knows what.
Well, I think like we used up World War II
modern
in video games.
Think about it now. Like, Call of Duty 3 is like what, 2000.
Exactly. Like, someone will eventually return to World War II.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely will happen someday.
Yeah, like zombies are kind of on the wane.
Oh, jeez, I hope. Yeah.
But zombies DLC.
Yeah.
Is there some reference to the zombies in the single player of this game or something?
There's a video in here somewhere that leaked out. I don't know what you do to get it. I think it might be when you play the survival mode up to a certain point you get it. But I don't care.
Zombies are kind of, this is.
Yeah, what about a zombie drone? Think about it.
Andy Bauman's favorite feature in this game is that if you reload your gun and the clip isn't empty, it doesn't go back into the pool.
So you have a choice on how you reload.
Oh, right.
Now, if you and it's one of those things that I can't get it right. But it's supposed to be, if you tap the reload button, it does a standard reload. You keep all the ammo.
Right.
Double tap reload, he'll drop that clip and get what you. So it's a faster reload, but you lose bullets in the process.
Oh, really?
But I'm finding that I am hitting that button what feels like once, and it is still dropping the clip and doing the fast reload. So I wonder if they're going to patch something to make that a little more distinct. Because I feel like I need to just like go and barely tap reload to get the slow reload.
That'd be really interesting to see actually like the numbers like a couple of months from now of who actually does what.
Right.
Like what's this like the strat on that one.
Yeah, but that's a cool idea. Like the idea of like, well, I need more bullets right now to handle this, and I'm willing to lose these to do it. Like that's a strategically interesting change for them to make.
Tay, you've been playing this now. Well, you only started the campaign this morning.
Yep.
You went straight into multiplayer.
This is probably like the most you'll play of the campaign, right? You're done.
Oh, yeah. I'm done.
Really?
I've every time I've bought a COD, it's mainly to play multiplayer. Oh, that guy got messed up. It's mainly to play multiplayer because I'm never super keen on playing Call of Duty. It's just one of those things. It's like, oh, all my friends are gonna play Call of Duty. We'll play like an hour or two a night, and all right, cool, we're having fun, whatever.
And then wait for whatever's next
exactly.
and move on. Yeah, sure.
But yeah, no, this, like I said, everyone keeps asking me how I feel. I'm like, it's fun. I mean, like, it's Call of Duty with a twist. It's like they gave me a lime in my Coke, and they're like, yeah, it's great. It's a
Give
nice
you a
little
line
thing.
of Coke?
A lime in my Coke.
Oh, sorry.
I guess a line of Coke would also do it, but
Yeah, you didn't articulate.
I wouldn't know that.
Go use a computer.
What you doing to Richmond at 3 in the morning has something to do with me.
well, apparently you painted me as a guy that likes massages, and I get red-faced.
And
Coke.
Why not?
Coke.
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
sure.
You look wide awake out there in the Richmond.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. We can don't fall asleep during the massage,
I come back and then I play
Call of Duty. You played like for 12 hours straight on day 0, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that going to become a thing? Is that going to be like the new thing?
it's-
Like, is Halo going to have a day 0?
Like the end game for all this stuff is that as games get more and more digital, like we're going to stop having release dates. That there'll be a release date. Like it'll definitely be available by this date, but at some point someone's just going to go like, look, the game's gold. Let's just start selling it.
But why not, like, if you pre-order it, then you get the digital release date?
Absolutely.
But as retail kind of starts to sink further and further away, pre-order numbers are going to matter less and less.
Right.
So or that's the impression I get. So like they only really care about pre-orders in terms of like they need to convince retailers to stock more copies of their game.
Right.
So they need to have pre-order campaigns to get those numbers up so that GameStop buys more physical copies. As soon as we're all digital, like they'll still do the pre-order stuff because they want to get your money as soon as
And
they
headlines
can,
as well,
and lock
you
it
know.
in and get their headlines. But like the logistical reasons for it will eventually go away.
But will they start being like, hey, $10 extra, you get a whole 5 days in advance of everyone else. You come with the elite crew.
Well, I mean that's
ahead of time.
like the EA Access thing is kind of that.
Oh, yeah.
You get the 7-day jump on everything.
Oh, yeah,
but then
auto-renewed.
you still have to buy the game.
Yeah. That auto-renewed for me yesterday. I was like, oh, yeah.
That's what you
I
get.
wanted to play that
is
FIFA demo.
That's what you get for
Early.
signing up to begin with.
Yeah.
You made your own bet on
I
that.
wanted to play FIFA.
and not setting a stern reminder to yourself.
Yeah, to disconnect from it. Well, I guess I get to play Battlefield 3 whenever I want now, so that's great.
At least that one works.
My favorite thing that happened with EA purchases is once there was a bug on Origin where if you bought Mirror's Edge, one of the Battlefields, and I think it was Mercenaries 2, they wouldn't charge you for it.
Huh.
So everyone did it one day,
Yeah.
and they've never taken them off anyone's account. So I still have...
It's at some point like Origin was in that state of needing people to care about it no matter what.
Right.
And if they can give away 3 of their own games
Yeah.
to get people to install Origin, it's probably worth it for them.
These guys are just running around in an open field aimlessly, and you're just zipping between them, blasting
I'm not
their
really
faces
sure why
off.
I'm killing them all, but whatever. Kevin
Oh,
Spacey
this is
told
one of
me
those
to do
scenes
it,
where,
so
like,
Kevin Spacey told me to
You
kill
can
him.
really just run through, and they're all in disarray.
Oh, look at the Levolution.
Man.
Quick.
How's that feel on your chest?
About
It's
the
just
same.
like a constant rumble.
About the same. I think I would get more enjoyment just out of a Rumble pack.
I don't think that's how that would fall down.
No?
No.
Well, let's go to Seattle and find out.
Go to
on.
Seattle. Let's mess up a nuclear plant cooling tower. Just watch some videos from Fukushima.
Deja vu.
I like the ones where they paint the faces on the falling towers. You ever see that one? And they're falling down the 2 hours. Sorry.
Those gifts.
Yeah. I prefer that. Is that a drone or is that just it's an actual helicopter?
Yeah, that's
it just looked like a drone.
Yeah.
It's like they're...
Define
they're-
drone, Danny. What does a drone mean to you?
I was about to say something which would definitely get me in a lot of trouble. about U.S. foreign policy, but sure. On that note, future warfare. That's one way to get rid of the problems in politics about warfare, is just set it in the future. Everyone hates PMCs, or do they?
We won't know until we get there.
Okay.
You know, when Google has their own military, then we can talk.
When?
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
They got
versus
driverless
Amazon.
cars. Like the next step is
What do
just
you
like,
think
well,
Uber
what if we
is?
put a gun on this car? I don't know, just for kicks.
just in case. Hey, there's
Someone wants to steal our driverless car. There's no
Yeah.
one here to protect it, so we had to put a gun on it.
Well, you need to have the villain on the inside just engineer a ring of carjackings in order to make that justifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2. There's the plot for you. Right?
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. You can win in one of those bad boys by going to tinyurl.com/win
Kada!
Kada. I
Are you
should have
giving away the
probably-
Windows version?
No, yes, the Windows version. We're running on Xbox One. This is for North America only as well. I should remind all our European viewers.
Jeff, I think that would match your gold filigreed television really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with the whole home decor you got going on.
You know, I'm good on consoles. I've managed to somehow get out of this whole like, oh, the white Xbox One, oh, the white PS4. Like, I've managed to finally suppress that part of me to whatever extent necessary.
Congratulations.
And,
You
it
should trade in
feels
some of
pretty
those
good.
old
Yeah,
360s
feels pretty
and
good.
get those Xbox
new
Ones with
one,
$100 off.
I have like all the models of 360.
Really?
Like I bought the Xbox One looking one. I have some of the other minis and
Do you have the top-loaded PS3 with the slidey thing?
no.
Ooh, the
Yeah,
slidey
that's-
thing.
yeah.
That thing is just
It's a real piece of garbage.
Yeah, that thing's
it's not
a
great.
I think it's Janko.
Yeah.
I think it's Janko.
That was single player. We'll single player out of the way, just like when you play Call of Duty. Done. Just forget about it forever. We're going to play some multiplayer pretty soon. But first of all, you guys have to leave the couch for a second because me and Jeff, we've got a special guest here today. Can we bring him on? Let's
All
bring him
right.
on.
Yeah,
we're
we'll
gonna,
see you guys in a
We're going to
sec.
bring on a WWE superstar.
What?
Just in a second. Before I
He's
know
here?
Roman Reigns is here right now.
right this second.
Before we blow your mind with that, we're going to check out that weird.
I think maybe we should look nice for him. We should probably like change or
You don't
something.
like my
I don't
dethrone?
think that this
Oh, you
isn't.
can't dethrone when you're here with Roman Reigns.
Should I? Would it be rude to change for him and then keep those clothes on when we come back with
That
the
would be
multiplayer?
incredibly disrespectful. I think we need to change our clothes and then change back into these
Okay.
clothes.
Yeah, we want you guys to be casual.
And you
Yeah,
guys can come
with
back
us.
then.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Got
Okay.
it.
Fair enough.
GTA 5 single player first person shooter trailer coming up, and then we're back with Roman Reigns and me and Jeff looking super swank.
I ain't got time for this shit!
Hey, there's a blanket on your wing, Trevor.
I am aware of this!
Well, you gotta get him off. Do a roll or something.
While the man on my wing presents no immediate danger, I'll do my best to oblige you.
Oh, there he goes.
Finally, I feel safe. Whoa! Can't go round the train, gotta go over it.
Hands up, you, now. Against the wall, quick. Come on, let's go. Freeze, now. Drop it.
Hey, how'd you get down here?
Hello, welcome back to the lobby. I'm very happy to be joined by WWE superstar and man that makes myself and Jeff look like tiny Lilliputian men. And also Call of Duty grenade spammer, Mr. Roman Reigns. How you doing, sir?
Thanks for having me.
Not at all. We were talking before we went live here about other video games because, of course, Call of Duty's out today, officially.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess officially, like the pre-order thing was last night or whatever.
Day zero. But you've got priors with Call of Duty. You've played it in the past.
Yeah, when I had a little more time
Yeah.
in my personal life, I played a little bit of Call of Duty. Big fan of the franchise, and kind of curious to where they're going with this. It seems like, like we talked earlier, a kind of a Halo mix with the, the jumping and the spacesuits. So it'll be interesting.
Cool. You've obviously had a bit of downtime with your injury. You've played games in the past. Any games in the past couple of weeks? Now that you have to stay out of the gym a bit more?
Even on my off time, I don't even have that much time, because I take one hat off being a WWE superstar and I put on another hat being a father. So going home, I got to play with, I have my little girl and my fiance. So it's been a good bit of family time, a little bit of vacationing. So a little more lounging than, as you, I'm sure you both know, video games can be intense.
Yeah.
So you can have a little bit of stress going on in your life, even when you're having fun when you're on those things.
A little bit.
And then they also kind of,
just a little bit.
My hair's going gray here. But it's
mine went grey a long time ago.
Exactly.
And then, of course, they drag you out to San Francisco to talk to us about video games as well. It's all part of the business.
Well, they didn't drag me. They flew me, actually, first class pretty nicely. So it's not quite as bad as you think.
You're probably a lot more excited to come out here at the end of March, though, next year. Of course, the WrestleMania 31's on down in Santa Clara.
Yeah, where the Niners will be playing. Yeah.
Go Niners. I'm a big Niner fan. I'm super proud of, having our little tiny event. Yeah, right. The biggest entertainment event of all time here in San Francisco and Santa Clara at the new stadium. Hopefully, I'm going to put this out there. Hopefully I can meet the team, since we're going to be using their facility.
Sure.
Just throwing out a date there if you want to bite on that one.
I'm sure they'll all be the ones, hitting you guys up, going, "Hey, can I get in?" And it's like,
well, I'm just going out on the limb. There's a few of the boys that I'm throwing the bait out now. 49ers, I'm hoping you bite. I want to see the facility, the new weight room. I imagine that it's just. I've heard it's like technology-wise, it's the sickest stadium of all time. So.
Now, you got priors in football as well. You used to play. You're Florida, though, right? So why the love for the Niners?
We
just got all love.
The majority of my family's from California.
Oh, cool.
When my dad was wrestling, going through the territories and things like that, it involved a lot of traveling, in a different way than we do it. A lot of times they would just kind of gypsy their way from town to town, territory to territory. Fortunately with us, we just fly in, fly out, back home at a central location. So once he started making his way to the East Coast, he saw Pensacola, Florida. It reminded him of the island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just the beautiful white sand beaches, a real low key, not a big town at all. So it had that small hometown feel, but it just the water and the sun reminded him, back of the South Pacific. So that's kind of how we migrated from the West Coast to the East Coast.
It's crazy because there seems to be a lot of wrestling pedigree down in Florida.
There's a tax break for independent contractors down
really?
there. Isn't there some other weird reason?
There's many benefits in Florida, is what I'd like to think. Yes, you save some money due to taxes, but like you said, there's a lot of rich tradition as far as wrestling down there. Just the territory, you have the Grahams, Dusty Rhodes, even the Hulkster. That was his. It's still his. Hub, his home where he resides.
The Wyatts are from down there as well, aren't they?
Well, even the Wyatts as well. But there's just so many different. The Briscoes, especially. That's a lot of. The newer generation may not know some of these names I'm talking about, but back in the day, the Briscoes were some of the biggest wrestling names of all time. So Florida, Texas, a lot of rich tradition in wrestling down in the South.
And you were involved down in Florida Championship Wrestling as well, is that correct?
Yeah, I was down there for a year and a half, 2 years. Developmental system at the time. Now we're in Orlando, Florida, down at the Performance Center. So. Back in when I was there, I'm acting like a grandpa. Back in my day, this was like 3 years ago, so it wasn't that far ago. It was in a little warehouse. Now it's in like a Walmart facility. It's huge. It's just second to none. It's on pretty much I think what Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Vince wanted to do is put it on that NFL level, and I think they exceeded that.
And a bunch of that stuff is in this year's game, actually. The Performance Center's in there. Of course, it was out last week on previous gen consoles. It's out on current gen consoles November 18th. Yeah.
18th.
How much involvement do you actually legitimately have on that game? What do they need from you? Because we always hear about mocap and voice and all that sort of stuff. What do they just scan your face and then go, all right, go, you're done?
Well, I would say I have the most involvement ever. I mean, they needed me. They needed they needed this. They needed those other guys. They needed John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro. Without us, then there's no game. So I think I'm a very critical point in this whole progression of video gaming at this point. But it was pretty neat because we did a lot of scanning, full body scanning, in and out of the gear, all different types of movements, flexing. I mean, you can watch it right there. Just how fluid it is, the gameplay, the movement. They did a great job of studying, the athletes that we are. I move different than Randy Orton, and you can see that in the game. So I'm pretty impressed. It was a good bit of work as far as scanning and things like that. But if I'm not getting hit in the forehead or thrown on the ground, life's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it needs to be realistic, then I mean, obviously they got to mocap you just taking bumps, getting out there, doing stuff, right?
Well,
I mean,
if they want to get that far, then they need to get in the ring.
Right.
Throw on some trunks, get in the ring, and I'll show you what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting injured and then having to dial into pay-per-views from the hospital.
Yeah,
all that sort of stuff.
Did you do any mocap from a hospital bed? We want realism here.
Well, they got realism there. I'm literally coming to in and out of anesthesia, just completely out of my mind. And I'll see one doctor, I go out, come back, see two nurses, go out, come back, and I see half our office. And
oh, really?
Yeah, in the room, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Go out. Next thing I know, hey, can you do an interview? Yeah.
So that Night of Champions kind of cut that you did was you remember it?
In and out. I mean, I have more vivid memories in my life, that's for sure. But it's 24/7. There's no days off in my job.
So what's it like then? Obviously, you've played games in the past. You were massive. You've got that family history with WWE as well. What's it actually like seeing yourself in the game? It's a question we ask every single person who's ever in a video game ever. But considering you've actually played games in the past and you're a fan of them, is it kind of trippy seeing yourself in the game?
Yeah, I mean, and this is on a completely different level. I was fortunate enough to play college ball, so I was in NCAA at the time, but it was funny at that point, to see the progression from my freshman year as I got better to being a senior.
Your stats going up?
Yeah, my overall, and that was something we always talked about, what was your overall?
Really?
What's your overall? Oh, that's some BS right there. I'm way better than this, but...
Would the players with the lower stats go well, it doesn't use real names in there, it's not really me. They obviously didn't come look at me, because look.
That's not my complexion, I'm way tanner than that. But just to see myself now and to be in this video game, to be a part of this, and what I always describe the difference between football and wrestling is I'm not wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to see all the details, just how the graphics, the realism, and like we talked about earlier, the movement, the gameplay, everything's so smooth. It just seems so real. It's incredible.
It's getting to that point now. It's something that 2K's basketball game I think has been like this for a while now, and now seeing that stuff applied to wrestling. It's that moment where if you're kind of looking out of the corner of your eye, or kind of you're oh, someone just watching TV over there. Someone just is Raw on? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Over there? It's oh, hang on. Okay, all right. No, wait. Okay, that's a video game, and that's just been super fun. I mean, I think back to just all the older wrestling games, and just some of them were pretty busted over the years.
Yeah.
Just everyone's got the exact same move set. It's no flair, no realism compared to the real move sets and stuff. Just being able to see you move like you.
Well, I just saw me jumping off I think the second rope for a splash. Let's not get crazy, people. I'm not ever doing that, okay? I like to keep my feet on the ground, but
there
just
you go.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you were saying, I'm over here looking at you, but then in my peripheral, it feels like they're just showing highlights from Raw.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever look at? And maybe you can speak for just some of the other guys on the roster. Do you ever kind of look at the games and it's people can create their own finishers and do all this different stuff. You ever look at it and maybe get inspired, oh, maybe that's something I could try. Maybe I could pull this off. Or is it kind of you're you know what you want to do in the ring and just do it?
I mean, I'm always willing to try new stuff. You know, I have my nucleus of things I like to do, my style. But like literally, I just saw. I think in the video game, I just scooped up Randy and I did like a backbreaker, a side breaker or whatever. And that's something like even that looked good and it looked like me doing it. You know what I mean? So that's something anytime you see anybody that looks like you or moves like you, that's something that's always helped me. Is I come from a wrestling family.
Yeah.
When I watch my family members before me or even now, I can really touch base with their movements, their athleticism. So when I watch any of my former family members with the WWE, when I watch their matches, I can visualize myself doing it because we have a similar skill set.
You never thought about just like editing your character and like sticking a 619 in there or 5-star frog splash or.
I mean, you're picking out easy moves, man. But everybody can just run through the ropes. You know what I mean?
Not me.
I'm pretty nifty in the ring, but I could never imagine, going through the ropes. And I always think about that, like when I would watch Seth and Dean dive, or guys do the dives. How much skill is involved with not getting tangled up in the ropes?
Yeah.
But to be like Rey Mysterio and bounce off the second rope, and then to be able to do a full, that's like a gymnastic movement. I mean, but that's 20, almost 30 years of experience. So. And a Hall of Famer at that. So I'm not gonna. I'll probably go maybe with the axe handle. I'm not gonna go straight to a 619 or a frog splash. You gotta
baby steps.
You gotta crawl before you walk and walk before you run. So maybe we'll go to that second rope splash before we do a full out 5-star frog splash. Getting crazy today.
It's been a lot of fun to watch you run with the Shield, and then since the breakup of the Shield, like it seems like all three of you have just been like rocketing up the card. And really just getting up there into these closer and closer to these main event spots and stuff. How hard is it being out right now and watching like Seth and Dean just going like, man, I could be in there, just like I could be in the mix with this right now.
Yeah, I mean it's always it's tough when you have a situation like this. Being on the sideline, the way I look at it, I'm a starter. You know what I mean? I'm a first string guy. I belong in the game. I don't come out of the game. That's how I've always looked at it. I've had this hernia for a long time. And even in football, I just learned how to play with it because when you have injuries, that means you're missing games, you're missing time, missing stats, missing money. There's a lot of things on the line here. Positioning, number one contendership. There's so many different things that I'm missing out on. But at the same time, being a positive person, I got to think that everything happens for a reason. These guys, they're doing their thing for a reason. This is happening to me for a reason. But when I get back, I mean, it's balls to the walls. I'm unleashing hell on everybody. Great. I don't care if we were brothers, sisters, whatever. Father, son. I'm taking everybody and anybody out I can, and that's just. It's a take no prisoner mentality is the way I'm looking at it.
You're involved obviously with WrestleMania 30 with the Shield. You kind of want to get your name, just Roman Reigns, on the sheet for 31. Like, is that kind of your goal now? Because it's like TikTok at this stage. You got like 4 months.
Well, like you said, we got 4 months. I don't see a Shield reuniting in 4 months. God, I hope not. There's so much more to it than that, I would think. I mean, I think anybody wants to get their name on that card. For so many different reasons, to lock your place into history, to compete for, on the grandest stage of them all, to have the whole world see you, you know what I mean? There's so much pride, so much respect that goes into this, and it's a tradition that we're carrying on. So, getting on that card as a singles competitor, that'll be a whole new level for me.
Well, if we look at kind of the timetable of where we're at right now, I mean, here we are, early November. I feel like this is right around the time of year that people start to sit back and wonder, like, okay, Rumble's coming up. Yeah. Who's injured? Like, who can make their mark returning at the Rumble, winning the Rumble, going on to main event WrestleMania, like all that sort of stuff. Does that timetable make sense for where your injury's at right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. I don't.
I mean, obviously,
I'm not writing the history
exactly,
books, I think so. I think I'm that type of player. I'm the type of guy that can be put in that position. Not everybody can. and it may be fitting because we're in San Francisco and the World Series is going on, but sometimes
The
you
World
have,
Series is over, actually. And wasn't that a fantastic Game 7?
and that's what happens when you fly and you travel is you lose track of time. It's a crazy
Exactly,
time
yeah.
zone
Who knows
situation
what
out
day
here,
it is?
like
It's
wormholes and things like that. It's like the Matrix out here. It's crazy. We're in video game world. This ain't even real. But you know, with that analogy, is you have a leadoff hitter. You know, you have your guy. You know, you have your you know, like a get on base guy. A sacrifice fly guy, you know, a guy who bunts. I'm a grand slam hitter. I'm a home run guy. I'm a cleanup guy. So, you know, I think that fits for a guy coming back in the Royal Rumble, you know, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, which I think is pretty cool, is we've had some updates. You know, the people have seen me, which you don't usually. That's not something that happens
You've been on
often.
TV, fresh in people's
Yeah.
minds. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels almost like a NFL or a NBA type feel. You know, being on SportsCenter, just kind of, hey, here I am, doing better now. But I think there's some requirements. You got to have some things in order to just be back in the Rumble and make something happen. You know, and which I think I've shown that I could do.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, last year, I mean, you ran that thing.
That was almost my ring.
Yeah, it was almost. yeah.
It was almost my ring.
Before we let you go, obviously it's interesting to hear you talk about wish fulfillment and the sort of, you know, prophesizing about what you would like to do. For people who are playing these games, it's often about like putting yourself in scenarios and situations that you want to see, like the matchups you want to have with your creator wrestler, or what I used to do a lot with the old games was like match up people who were my two favorite wrestlers on my face and my heel and see them fight. When you play this game, like what's like the ultimate like matchup that you'd like to do with like somebody past, present, somebody in your family, or like a favorite you had growing up? Like who would you like to fight against?
There'd be so many, and that's the beauty of this game is you can just continue to create these matchups. You know, you can be up till 5 a.m. doing this, and I know people will be. I may be one of them. But I would think, from my family, I'd probably say Yokozuna or Umaga maybe. Just I think they would be great matchups, you know, using their size and their explosiveness, their athleticism compared to mine, you know, with a little bit different, well, a good bit difference in our build. But I think the explosion and the strength is all very similar. I wouldn't mind a triple threat match, or, you know, a former Shield member triple threat match for, you know, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, of course. I think that would be very fitting, you know, to have that type of match with, you know, that much emotion on the line, but also have the hardware hanging in front of us. So I think that would be pretty neat. You know, easy, you know, kind of a cheap answer would be Undertaker or Sting, you know, even Ric Flair for that matter. I've had a couple matches where he's been our special guest referee.
Just want to hit him.
Not necessarily. I just want to be out there with him one-on-one and just create that energy. He's such an energetic guy, and he just gets this reaction, and it's amazing being out there and just seeing him and seeing how he works in front of people, and his, you know, just his emotion and that energy and that enthusiasm that he brings. It's electric, and I wouldn't mind being a part of that.
Cool. Well, Roman Reigns, thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to seeing many matchups with you in the future, and yeah, best of luck with the recovery, and hopefully we'll see you at Rumble and WrestleMania as well.
Cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's WWE 2K15. It's out currently on previous gen consoles. It's out on November 18th on your Xbox One and your PlayStation 4. Stay tuned to the lobby. We'll be back in a second.
That one with the
Why do you hate Vince
skeleton
McMahon so
hands
much?
holding the heart. Yeah.
Wow.
Weird.
This new teleporter technology is pretty great. Roman Reigns, everyone. Did we talk about video games for like about 2 minutes of that, I feel?
Yeah. I mean, we just did it, but I can't remember
Oh,
anything
sorry,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There's some COD talk, right?
That
Yeah,
guy's
it's-
limber. He got off really quick.
Yeah.
Tay and I just hopped back in. We were behind the couch the whole time.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
did take-
Roman Reigns, Call of Duty player.
Yeah.
And maybe not so much these days. He's on the road 300 days a year or whatever it is. But you know,
He's got his family.
yeah,
Didn't play many video games when he
Yeah.
was off injured. As you know, because he was just here
that's
talking
right.
to
He
us
was just here speaking about it.
on the lobby. GameSpot. Video games and wrestling. Actually, speaking of video games and wrestling,
Hello.
in a few minutes, you guys are going to go upstairs and record a Power Bombcast with Roman Reigns.
Right. Yes, and
Yeah.
then we will record that, and it will be up hopefully over on Giant Bomb sometime this week. I need to watch some wrestling.
Right.
The last month has been not so good.
Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
You got a bone up on it?
Yeah.
Get your
Get your bone on.
Get your bone.
Eric, you've still survived. The C4 vest is still here, and I believe we're going to play some multiplayer. And it's time for dress up.
You want to play dress up?
Want to play dress up? Show me some of your stuff.
Yay!
Look at this.
Nice hat.
I wish.
Wear sunglasses behind your thing. Atlas Vigilante sunglasses.
Nice.
I think I can
they
get,
look good.
Let me see. Oh, why doesn't it show there?
Because
it's a video game. They never do it right.
Oh, there you
it
go.
is.
You want
yeah,
that?
look
You want
at
some of
that.
that? Or do you want a helmet?
Oh, that's pretty good.
What do you want, the beanie?
what about the assassin mask?
I don't
Does
think
it
it's
work
going to
there?
show up.
Is that
Snake
mask
eyes.
something you just unlock at a certain level, or is that a drop?
It's the Kevin Van Or. Oh, no,
That
KVO.
one
It's
might
like
have
that
just
crisis suit
been-
look.
I feel like I see a lot of people wearing it, so I assume it's like
Oh.
at some point in your 30s,
Yeah.
near level 30 or something.
It's like that
Probably
thing.
good.
It's like, oh, see, check me out. I'm level 30.
Yeah.
Do you lose all your stuff when you prestige?
You get
like
to
even
keep one thing.
Oh,
either
that's
a
brilliant.
perk or anything. It can be anything. So like hardline's like at 47, so maybe that's
Right,
a thing you
okay.
consider.
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
choose?
I think scavenger because I got really sick of the reloading thing.
Yeah.
No problem. So now that I can't run out of bullets, it's like
Oh, the double tap
square?
reload stuff
Double
that
tap
Jeff was
square. I
talking
just
about?
press
Yeah.
square now. Like whatever, it doesn't matter.
I got time for no double taps.
Thanks to everyone, by the way, who entered our competition for the Xbox One and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We have a winner. I'm going to announce it at the end of the show because I'm a jerk. Yeah, all right, let's play some video game. Let's get in there.
hold on.
Too much dress up happening here.
Why? There's
Why?
half the
So-
battle.
He
Look
looks
at
really
that.
cool.
Looks so bad, eh?
Can you play as Kevin Spacey in multiplayer?
No.
Fuck this.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
DLC? Yeah, you think?
I mean, they sold like for Ghosts. They rolled out like, well, let's just sell whatever we can. Oh God, we got to maximize money on this thing. Snoop Dogg announcer.
Oh, yeah, I
Snoop.
forgot about that.
Yeah, so. That's
Spacey.
pretty great.
I
No,
can't
there's
wait
no
for
Kevin
them to
Spacey announcer
put-
for, but yeah. I mean, they sold astronauts and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Maybe when House of
they'll
Cards
do.
comes back around, they'll do like a
Frank something or
yeah,
other.
yeah, Underwood version of him as well.
I want them to put it in, and then it turns out in his contract he thought that he wasn't actually authorizing that, and then he sues them, like No Doubt style.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt.
What was the
Oh, yeah.
band that sued them for Band Hero?
I want to say Courtney Love got in on that for a little bit too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as she would want to do.
If there was a lawsuit involving music,
Yeah.
you can guarantee Courtney Love will be around.
All right, Tay. C4 is going to go bang bang unless you start murdering fools.
See how he just outplayed me by doing the jump stuff that I'm
No,
not used
let's
to in
watch
Call
the
of
kill
Duty?
cam of you getting outplayed.
No,
every
This brings
time.
that never
teabagging to
happened.
like a whole new level. You just descend your gamer balls on someone from 15 feet. God, you can really jump around. I don't think I appreciated that in the single player.
Oh yeah.
This guy's whipping me.
I like it just running along, double jumping, and then side boosting to land on something, and then just continuing to move.
Yep.
Like there's just a lot of real seamless motions you can do. Jump past, boost past someone, turn in the air, and land looking at them.
Yeah.
Gun down right there. That's always fun. Or knife them. That's fun.
I just like running around, side boosting and stuff, just to be weird and be unpredictable.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work all the time. I'm not very good at Call of Duty, and I usually get killed. But like,
Well, I love
It
the
just-
people that seem to be using them because they had all this shit in Unreal Tournament for years and nobody ever used any of it. Like the double tap sideways, the
I
double
feel like
tap.
a lot of the double tap on keyboard stuff was like too much for a lot of people.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
I got into that stuff. I think
dodge
like all
tag.
that movement stuff was great, but yeah, it was hard to find great places to use
Yeah.
it.
That was pretty fast. It didn't go very far either.
It didn't go very far, yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
and you're competing against players that are using a mouse, and like the amount of mouse movement required to just keep your aim on,
Yeah.
not that much.
what is with these iron sights you're rocking here, Tay?
What about him? Got a problem?
Yeah. What is why?
Watch, I'm gonna try. Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna try to punch him and probably whiff.
And totally whiff.
Oh, he's got a insanity. No. Give me that.
Oh, this is the pick up someone's gun that's way better and then you feel terrible when you die
Exactly.
again.
One more coming.
What makes this
Oh, he's
gun
around to the
insane?
left. He went around to the
No,
left.
no, it's one of the elite ones.
How do you know?
Oh,
It's gold?
behind you. Oh.
Oh.
Good call though.
Yeah, he did. He had that one.
Insane is like it's like a tier of, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no,
Or
I
no,
think that's
it's
just
like
a naming
enlisted
convention
elite
for.
professional.
Yeah,
But, like-
these random weapon variants will drop.
From a supply crate.
Yeah.
That seems random, and there's only been one time where I actually killed someone and got a supply crate. It seems like every time you die, you get a supply crate.
It's like first death of the day or something.
Does
I
that
don't-
still happen? That was happening
Weird.
during the review event that I went to play a bunch of multiplayer, and it was like the first death of every match
Yep.
for a
So
little
it's like-
while.
it wasn't
Still
the-
happens.
It
was
was
like-
it wasn't the first death of every match for me with the real thing, but it's definitely been.
Does that just mean every reviewer was going out running into a fucking do it,
Give me that crate.
smoke me?
I wouldn't be surprised if like they just to show off how that system worked, they were making it drop more frequently, so people
That's
could
what I
get a
was
look at the
thinking. It
custom
would
stuff.
not be the case once.
But
once it was
it's
released.
not quite the case with the final game.
I think for me, it's been like if I did good like the last round, like the moment I died the next round, I pretty much get a supply crate, but I can't.
And you get, and so it'll like pop up. It'll say supply crate earned, but you don't get to pop this thing open until the end
Until
of the
after the
match,
match, yeah.
Right.
and
okay.
see what you got, which could be like guns or clothing
Or like double XP.
Yeah, like
Or the drops.
Yeah, rapid supply.
Do you still have supply drops mid game?
Yes.
Airdrops?
Crates and
Yeah,
stuff.
crates and stuff.
Orbital.
The ones you get seem to
Care
be on a
packages.
timer paced, where like you'll get it like in 2 minutes or 4 minutes. It's kind of almost like the Titanfall, like the wild cards.
Right,
You know?
yeah,
like you
yeah.
just get it. It's just like something you get, and sometimes it's like there's like map specific score streaks now too, which is kind of interesting. Like there's like a tram that has like machine guns. There's one with like war tanks and you shoot rockets. So yes.
How's all the grenade stuff in this? I mean, they had that decoy grenade thing I remember seeing. Did
I
you
don't
ever use
any of
that?
the grenades. You're a grenade guy, right?
Here and there, like the default grenade in multiplayer it's a wrist mount thing, like
Yeah, you
Black
gotta
Ops.
shoot it
so you
off.
kind of shoot it off, and it fires off at a much lower arc. So that Red Baron cap that you just got is time limited.
What?
It's
how can you
when
tell?
when you get it, it'll last for 30 minutes of game time and then expire.
Use it.
It's weird.
Does it give you any perk, or
No,
does it just
I
look
don't-
sick?
Ah,
no,
look at
it's-
that.
It just looks.
Use the
It's like
Red
it lets
Baron.
people know, like, hey, you killed someone in the air while you were in the air at some point in the last 30 minutes.
Right.
You can
Because
also
everyone's
get,
supposed to
like,
know that.
You can also get some like item that extends the longevity.
Oh,
of your-
really?
yeah,
Okay.
But it's like whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, look, I'm a pilot guy.
Like the expiring cosmetic items is like the dumbest, most hokey ass free to play business. Like it's real scary. You look at it and go like, what are they doing? Like all this weird cosmetic shit that drops and all this, like at some point are they just gonna go like, hey, you want to buy some helmets?
You want that Red Baron hat? You can
buy
have
a hat
forever.
pack.
You want to buy a hat pack?
Oh, we got.
It's precedented.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's a pretty nice hat.
the blood hunter.
Nice
helm's
work,
pretty
Tay. You
cool.
look like an even bigger douchebag now.
Good. Oh, yesterday I
you
had a
need, like-
pink unicorn emblem, but I don't have that.
You need like a cigarette in a cigarette holder. I feel like you're like you could be Hunter S. Thompson on like some kind of weird military embed assignment here.
Sure.
Just get Gonzo with it.
Is juice and gin your gamer
It's
tag?
pronounced Juice Engine.
Juice
No,
and
that's
gin.
how Sean says it, and that's not how you say it. And the only reason why, as lame of a name as it is because I played Blaze Blue.
Okay.
Which is an
BlazBlue, yeah.
Yeah.
All
which is-
good things start from. Well, I used to play BlazBlue.
And it was an anime fighter, and the guy I played was Jin. So you know.
All right.
Somebody had gin and juice, so I had to do it the opposite. But
Nice
the
work.
Jin
It's
is with
funny.
a
I
J.
get it.
The
I
Jin
get
is
it.
with a J.
It's funny.
I thought
It's-
it was because you love consuming juice and refer to yourself as a juice engine because you only thrive during the day when you're all
juiced
We've got to
up.
fuel up the juice engine.
Steroids.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
ride
wish.
the juice dragon.
That's what he tells all those masseuses. Ride the juice engine. What's happening here? What map is this? Are the maps good in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare?
I like the maps.
The maps are good.
Okay.
There's only one I don't like.
Which one is it?
I
Call
can't
it out.
remember the name. It's the one with the koi fish. It actually looks really cool, but I
Is that the one that has the big area in the middle where you just fall over and over again?
Yes.
I, like
but
that- I actually like that
You
one.
can make it across. You
Yeah.
just need to like
oh,
jump
yeah,
dash
that elevated
dash.
one. Yeah.
Is it Morpheus
Yes.
from Unreal Tournament? Okay.
No.
I'm back in.
Matrix?
No, from Unreal Tournament.
I want to say that's called Green Band. I can't remember. That might be a different map. I don't know. Who remembers the names of maps anymore?
I don't.
Anyway.
Any new modes? You're playing a lot of
Supply
team.
drop.
Ah, supply
team.
First death.
First
They've got Momentum, which is War from Call of Duty, World at War. It's
can't
like
remember that one.
it's a like a symmetric. It's a linear progression point capture map. So you'll have 5 flags across a map.
Right.
The middle one will be activated. When you capture that, you push further into their territory, further into their territory. Whoever gets all the flags, their color wins.
Cool.
It's like Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, TF2
Yeah.
has that.
Yeah.
And then there's Uplink, which is their like basketball soccer-y weird mode.
Oh, great!
It's
Yeah, we're
like
gonna
it's
do
like there's a Halo mode that's a lot like that.
It was
isn't there?
I know I've literally talked about Unreal Tournament 5 times too much on this already. Bombing run.
Yeah. So so basically we'll get into it, I guess. But a satellite that happens to be shaped like a ball drops at a set point in the map. There are 2 goals floating at either end of the map, basically.
You can't shoot when you're holding the
Yep,
thing?
yeah, but you can melee and kill people with it, and that's fun. There's one of the medals in the game is for passing an enemy the ball and then killing them and getting the ball back, which is fun.
That's a really fun move.
Why would you do that?
Oh, come on.
It's 2014.
Don't embarrass yourself.
That's like old man tactics now.
That was how I, like, one of the things about Ghosts that really rubbed me the wrong way is that they codified and rewarded teabagging.
Really?
It was one of the field orders was humiliate the next enemy you kill, and it never told you what that meant.
Yeah.
But sure enough, dicks.
It's not cool anymore.
It never was cool. It was always a dick.
It's not a 10 kill
Now it's
streak,
just a real
that
tired
freaking clown guy. Who would
Played
ever
out.
use that emblem?
That guy. So
He
every
just wants
time
to piss you off, and it's working.
Yeah, it is.
He's in your head.
Oh.
You're like, is that,
That was
clown
cool.
guy?
So although
Worked
what
out
you
really
did
well for you.
afterwards,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
was, you kind of the first step 1 was real good.
Yeah.
That was just bad aim. I have
Sound
bad
fundamentals and then bad fundamentals.
Or follow through.
Aim. Oh,
This
God,
room in this map is where all
Everything
all the
happens.
killing happens.
Just run into it, and then people
Yeah,
will
just run
kill
into
you
it over
in
and
there.
over again and die.
Jump on top of the spaceship in the middle of the
and
room.
then it's four people in 4 different spots all start shooting you.
Is there much variety in the maps? Like, size-wise, like this and the previous one look like they're about the same kind of, because they surely can't be that small.
They're not
if
that
that much jumping around.
They're all kind of a basic size. This game does have Ground War in it, which will have an 18-player cap instead of the default 12. Which is fun if you want to fill those maps up and just kill a bunch or die a bunch.
Like I'm
Both.
dying right now.
But I feel like generally the map size is roughly the same. They don't have like a shipment equivalent.
Right.
They always used to have like here's one map that's super tight.
Yeah.
Because you want to set up a weird custom game where you're just killing people over and over again on this map forever and filling it full of kill
Farm
streaks
XP.
and yeah, basically. Like you want prestige tomorrow? Get on this map.
Has everyone prestige already
Probably.
from day 0?
He did.
I know you did, but
I did.
do you see other people that have?
There's people, there's plenty of people. I've also seen there's people that bought black market copies. They're like 2 prestiges. In
Oh, really?
copy. Yeah.
This got leaked a good, decent, like 5-6 days
5,
early,
6
right?
days.
Yeah, I mean we got copies in last week and there were already people on the servers, so
Right.
it was definitely like
Were they blocking accounts?
no.
Right.
No, at some point that's actually really useful as a reviewer when copies get out early. It used to be one of those like dirty, like unspoken things about the Xbox 360 is like once piracy had become a problem on the Xbox,
Yeah.
that was the one you wanted as a reviewer because there would always be pirates playing the game early, and so you could test out the multiplayer ahead of time.
Against
whereas
real-
PS3,
Yeah.
up until the PS3 became weird in its own way, you would get and the servers would be empty because those copies wouldn't leak.
Hey
and all that
guys, do
stuff.
you want to maybe get together and like play a little bit?
Yeah, but
I know with this one other guy, we can get 2 versus 2. We can at least see what the
right,
maps are
yeah,
like.
yeah, we can look at the maps.
We can like shoot some guns a little bit.
But yeah, the 360 was if you wanted to play multiplayer early,
That's the
you
spot.
would play against filthy pirates on the 360.
Oh, that'll do it.
How do you like the ragdolling post death?
Yeah.
It's pretty good in this one.
It's
It's different to the same 5 death animations over and over again.
yeah.
That's how you know it's next gen, man.
There are a few that are just, I
You can
just
feel it.
Some are so silly and just really give you like a nice little comedic relief. Like, are you kidding me? I just did like a flat spin. That was fantastic.
And this Red Baron hat comes off. Is that the Verizon logo? What is that? Close.
Visiodrome.
Visiodrome.
That's what Verizon's going to rename itself to in about 2046.
Once it starts getting into like oil capital.
They got a hold of leaked documents.
Nice.
You keep saying nice before you actually kill somebody.
We watch this again. This is great. Yeah, you guys are right about those melees.
melee.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of punch dancing where you just like, hey,
What's up?
what's up? How
Come
you
on.
doing?
They should put a Scout's Knives equivalent in this then.
It's like an SNL sketch of like the 2 guys with the shortest arms ever trying to punch each other.
That's like I'm going to say that's like an 80s era SNL. Charles Rocket doing the news. The dark times is when they wrote that bit.
Yep. It's not a compliment.
Any of you guys play the PC version?
Yeah,
Any?
it's fine.
Anything to?
Yeah.
60 frames a second.
Yeah, runs well. You can run at a higher resolution. There are a lot of options in there. You can like preload pre-cache shaders and do all this other. There's a bunch of more options than I feel Call of Duty has had in the past on the PC.
Right.
There's an FOV slider right there. There's different stuff like that. But
You play some uplink.
Oh, I thought it was going to be worse than that. I was feeding like crazy.
I love how you needed to make sure you had the vest
I got
on
a
before
chest,
you.
chest vest situation up.
You got to make sure your effects are in your core.
Yeah. Well, it's not really though, because it's like right to the chest. I feel like my core is like down here.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's not gonna do.
Can you just put on like Just Dance and it'll just keep going all the time?
Yes.
Oh, I got
So
crate.
like when it was
Open
on
the crate.
so because it runs on. All right, crate.
Production.
Oh, I felt it.
Oh, yes. A Val 27. I'll take that.
You can only use it for 14 minutes.
No, you can use that the whole
You can use
time.
that one
I'm
for
sorry
3
you didn't
minutes.
get to feel it in your chest when you got the.
Did you open up the crate and you felt it in your chest? That's a new gaming
Because it runs
experience
off
right
of
there.
all. It runs off of all audio.
You'll
right?
never be able to go back to opening chests without having that.
No, it's just gonna feel empty.
Look at that guy.
Oh, actually, instead of playing dress up, we can just like.
You can
watch-
leave.
look
You
at
want to
all
play
these-
uplink, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
need
wanna
to
get
leave.
out.
I would like to leave the lobby.
I will say though that
Hey.
that blue version of the gun has a scope. So
I'm
you don't
done
have to
here.
add the scope
Right, yeah,
yourself,
so you
that's
kind
pretty
of a
good.
scope for a free
Yeah, you
point,
get a free
as long as you
scope.
like that scope.
You guys like this railgun?
Use my elite one.
I like the
Yeah,
railgun.
that's pretty good.
Use my elite one.
Use your elite what?
I have an elite railgun.
I know you have an elite railgun. The class
Is
that
that
I made
code?
for
Are
Uplink
we
has
talking
no
code now?
elite
I
railgun.
don't want to hear about it.
Elite
It just has a knife and a
Now I
like,
wanna
real
leave the lobby.
speedy SMG. And I'm gonna run around like a maniac trying to dunk uplink balls in
Slam a
people's
jamma.
faces.
I can't wait to see this. Uplink.
This
Is it
mode
only-
seems like the mode that the people who made this game probably really like playing,
Right.
and that most of the people who bought it want nothing to do with it.
Will this be the mode that
Chris
you'll play
likes
when
it.
you're
I
bored
do
of everything
like
else?
it a lot
Well,
because I'm not that good at normal Call of Duty.
I loved Bombing Run loads, but no one was ever playing it.
Yeah.
You needed like 12 people at least to play that game.
Well, I
It
mean,
was
like
just you and one other dude, and if you went down the left lane of the map, he'd never see you. So you'd spend like 2 minutes running down this Unreal Tournament map and then dunking it.
Let's see these different
I mean,
outfits. What do we got?
It was pretty evident too on like day 0. I was gonna say day 1, but I guess day 0 that like there were 3 big modes that everyone was playing. It was
Right.
TDM or Team Deathmatch. I
Obviously.
think Domination
Yeah.
and Kill Confirm. And like
Yeah, those are the
every
big
other
three.
game,
Yeah,
every other
there's
game,
nothing
I
that-
tried to find an uplink game just to, because
Yeah.
some people wanted to see it. I was like, all right, let's try. 4 people in there, like
Yeah.
just
Really?
like the same 4 people trying to wait and hope
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
4 more people join.
That guy looks cool.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
This guy's
Yeah, Steve
squirrely
Kerr.
looking.
He looks super shady.
He is hard living.
I've
that
got a
guy.
knife, he says.
Yeah.
Languish? Lagouche.
Lagos.
Lagos.
Lagos. Oh, we're in Nigeria. Sorry. Now I feel like
I got some Nigerian police pants yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Very exciting.
Nice.
That
Do you have
sounds
the
like prison
matching outfit
lingo.
yet?
Not yet, not yet. I got the
That's-
helmet, I got the pants, but holding
need
out
the
hope.
boots.
Get the boots and the
And
chest
the
and the
shirt.
gloves and
Got some of that Nigerian police pants.
yeah. I hooked up a
real
bag of that
push.
Nigerian police pants.
I like this map.
damn
This
it.
map's good.
Yeah.
This map's fun.
This looks like a Call of Duty map that's in every Call of Duty map.
Uh-huh.
actually. This
Yeah.
looks like
Oh,
real.
son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you're not in
Lagos.
Bergen.
Why would there be a banner for Lagos in Lagos? That seems like. Come to Lagos. Oh, you're here already. Sorry. Unless this isn't in Lagos. Is this in Abuja, the former capital city of Nigeria? Woohoo! Yeah, dropping Nigeria bombs.
What?
in. Yeah, sorry.
I'm confused.
This is GameSpot's
Geography?
stream, right? Is that the ball?
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
ball right now.
Sweet.
It's a satellite or whatever, right?
You got them both activated at once. It's crazy.
There's a guy to your left.
You threw it. You wanted to slam dunk.
I want to
can't-
slam dunk all the time.
Throwing it is 1 point, running it through yourself is 2.
Yeah, but sometimes
Is it hard to throw
you're
it?
sensing
Yeah.
the heat in there.
No,
You
yeah.
just gotta dump it. It's like
It's really easy to throw.
It's like the opposite of basketball. Except,
yeah. My
It's like soccer but good.
hey,
What?
I won't be having that.
I'm sorry. It's like football but good.
All right, that's slightly better.
Okay.
I like football though, but it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Was that what happens in the
scored.
score? Wow. What's the? Is there any story reason for
It's
why
a
this is
satellite.
happening?
You've got to hack the. You got to uplink the satellite.
Oh, it's a field lattice generator. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, exactly.
Fuck.
Ooh, that guy's pretty good.
Skeet shooter. Skeet.
The one thing that still peeves me though about Call of Duty is Advanced Warfare, it's like every other Call of Duty in that like you're fighting someone, you think you killed them, and then you watch the kill cam and you're like, oh, latency.
Yeah, the kill cams are never good. They never have been. At some point, you would have thought they would have taken them out.
Yeah.
Just because it's very easy to watch it and go, what the hell just happened?
Exactly. I have too many of those. No way. And all right.
Terrible throw.
shit!
That was a bad throw.
That was a
You
real.
almost. Did they know where you are
Chris,
right now?
Just run it in there.
Slam dunk.
I told you I shouldn't be throwing nothing.
This is way more frantic than I was expecting. This map is pretty small.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. You know, the movement speed in this game makes all the maps a little smaller.
Right,
you
yeah.
know, and that's pretty fun.
No, go in the window.
I mean, after playing Destiny multiplayer, coming to this, it was like a whole different world.
Ah!
Just because the speed is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. This game is like good and fun, and Destiny multiplayer is sluggish. Like, why would anyone ever play it?
Whoa,
Like,
Jeff,
what?
whoa.
All right, Sophie's choice
I've got to
today.
get
Pick
Crucible
one.
marks. Like, what?
You need Crucible marks to get your gear.
I got enough, and now I never have to play it again.
Yeah, well,
It's pretty.
you and Brad seem to have this golden ticket of just getting gear the first couple times.
Tay, pick one.
Pick one for what?
Pick one. Sophie's,
go that
Sophie's
way.
choice. You're going to play one of these games for next
Oh,
next
no,
month.
That is the right way.
The next month? I'm playing this until Destiny DLC comes out. This is my
goddamn.
filler. I'm still doing my Destiny raids, but I mean that's just once a week.
Is that ball randomly dropped?
It's like, wow.
It's slightly
Once
random.
a week you meet up with your friends,
Nope.
you do the raid, and then you play something else.
Yeah, all right. I mean, you
Throw
know,
it at him. Yeah! Make the plays, Chris! He doesn't know what to do!
Oh!
at some point, I may go get 500 machine gun kills to get whatever the exotic machine gun bounty I've got.
Okay.
Maybe it's a
That one's okay.
Nigerian police shock machine gun.
But that's the kind of stuff you can do in this mode that's kind of fun. That
Just
like I saw
farming
Chris
people.
do, which is like you said, you throw the ball at the guy. He's like, oh, I can't shoot anymore,
Right, yeah,
and like he
yeah.
doesn't know to throw it back. And it's like, okay, you get. Generally, it's an easy kill, but
Hassan in chat says Eric Tay has a problem. I tend to agree.
I don't have a problem. Maybe that's when you know you have a problem. Right?
Yeah.
Say I don't have a problem.
Denial's the first sign.
Oh no.
Like that kind of death where you just like go into the slow spin in the air.
There was that one clip of someone dying and like their feet were out like this and they just fell down like that. It was
Weird.
like they sat. It was like they died and they just sat up. They
Dark.
sat upright. Yeah, J-Lo
Yeah.
84.
You just say this is Madden 15.
This is better than that.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Mute that
It's
guy.
a really great, you
Feeling
know,
that guy right in my chest.
it's that time of the year, you know, when we get to play Call of Duty and get to play a fresh Call of Duty and remind ourselves, like, boy, the last thing I want to do is talk to anyone that plays Call of Duty.
Are you surprised at all that they kept the kind of like 1 second after you kill them thing
Whoa.
in the game?
Oh, like that you can hear them.
The whole like, no way.
That is my favorite use of voice chat in just about any game. Is that like to be able to kill someone and hear them go
their
like
reaction.
"fuck," you know, like,
Nope, no man playing there. Not gonna run there. This guy doesn't see me. He doesn't know how to play this mode.
I got a question. I got to find out who
What
asked this
the-
question.
Oh yeah!
Somebody in the chat, I'm sorry, I didn't see the name, asked Chris, are you doing a gun show episode on this?
I would like to, but
If we have
that's
time.
gonna be time depending because like there's reviews and other stuff and oh god, so much. But all right, yeah, I'd like to do one on like exo abilities. Like with Call of Duty, it's always tough to do a gun show because
Because they're all such known quantities or something?
yeah, or also because there's so friggin' many.
Right.
Wow.
So that was because I
Day
exoed
one.
the
Day
stim
one.
and the.
you can get away with this shit on day one.
Yeah, right. But I had my two exos, the fast one and the fast healing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand like that like a short jump into like the boost is gonna get you there further than like running.
Yep.
You know, but it's like the little thing like that.
Yeah,
Like, it
I'm
took me-
pretty. I'm good. I'm solid at Call of Duty on day one. But my game does not hold up over time.
I remember going back to Gears of War 3 about 3 months after it came out, and like just impenetrable. People got so good at that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Oh,
you know,
that stuff. Gears of
you're
War.
either going to be the sort of player that likes to play multiple games, or you're going to devote yourself to something for the long haul. And that's the thing that I think for people that do like to play different games from time to time, it ruins multiplayer in a lot of games. You know, you get to a point where you kind of can't come back to it anymore.
Did you feel like you're like part of? I feel like more and more the majority of people are sticking to 1 and 2 games a year, and not like playing dozens.
I think that's
Let me get
for multiplayer stuff certainly.
But even
that's
at
the
kids
impression I
or like
Yeah.
Dota or Minecraft
Well,
or like
yeah, that's, I
Skyline,
mean,
you know.
Minecraft will be the game that puts us all to work because people are just going to play that forever and never buy another game again.
Just like slowly will
Confirm.
absorb all gaming
Yeah.
activities as we know it. So one thing that you're totally not seeing that like you can do in this mode, if you ever get any type of team together, is
Pass it.
yes, you can pass the ball to your teammates.
Is it difficult? Do you have to really nail it to them? Because
No, like anytime there's a teammate in your field of view, left trigger is to automatically throw it
great.
to them.
Okay.
It
That was
won't-
not the case in Bombing Run.
Yeah, it's a smart. That is a smart thing for them to do.
Any kind of jump just looks the silliest.
Holding that invisible ball. Whoa. Fuck.
lot of hit
Outplayed.
So many hit markers.
Oh, it's on
Yeah,
bottom, though.
Well, the ball gives you armor when you get it. So
Oh, all right.
they're gonna.
Makes sense. You're
Yeah.
kind of defenseless. Oh, did you just pass
You
it?
just that was like clearing the zone.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's another thing you can do, right? I've seen someone throw it off the map.
Oh, just to
stall, just to
force a
stall
reset?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
force a
Yes.
reset. That's kind of cool.
That's right. Oh,
That's fine. He's in it for the game type. He's killing my KDR, but it's
Objectives,
okay.
baby. Objectives.
Yeah.
Guys ran right by that.
how much is left in this game? Near the end. What's the score?
17-10.
I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
got this, right? They're up, right?
Yeah.
Chris is going to slam one home.
You got it.
Nail in the coffin.
Go, throw it.
Shit.
Get up! Oh,
Oh, you son of
I,
a...
I was not watching the time.
Victory! Nice
did
work.
it.
Well done.
Thanks.
Esports.
Feel
That's
the
the real
victory
esports.
vibes in my chest. Oh yeah. If you guys are intrigued by Jeff's constant head shaking, CoreFX.com. Check it
4
out.
and 17, Chris. You're killing
What
it.
are my points?
So look at the uplinks though. He's got more
Look
than.
at how many uplinks.
They don't
I have more than
track
I have.
uplinks.
I have as many as the entire other team did.
They don't track uplinks in my one KDR.
Let's
that
see
I
it.
have.
Let's see what your KDR
I only
is.
have one
Yeah, let's see
KDR.
how much I crapped on it.
What's your...
Oh, it's going up. So see, it was going up. Wait, where's the graph? You see the graph?
Yeah.
You see how the graph is just. Anyways,
You got 15 hours of this already. It's just out there a second ago. Nice work.
you don't need to see my Destiny hours.
Uplink is fun.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare out today. Unless you got it yesterday. We better give away this Xbox One to the gentleman or lady who won it.
Who is it, Danny?
There's a picture of a cat in here. I don't think that's who won it, Cynthia, though. That's a pretty great picture of a cat. I like it. The winner is... Lunar Eclipse, ECLIPZ. Lunar Eclipse. You want yourself an Xbox One with Call of Duty. Enjoy.
That's exciting.
And yeah, we'll
That
see
is
you
a
on.
good win.
It's a
Yeah.
1 terabyte hard drive in that thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is that the
That's a good one.
That's primo.
$400 one?
That's
That's a
yeah,
four-
yeah.
yeah.
That costs the
49
extra bucks.
or whatever. 'Cause they,
49, yeah.
Right.
after they knocked the 50 off, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna get that bundle. Get that Sunset Overdrive bundle.
No, that's the white one.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I want that one. It's cheaper. I still don't have one.
That one's a good
And
one.
I've been cycling
But you
home
need
with
to connect.
Xbox
What are you gonna
Ones.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
You've
Have a
been
great
carrying Xbox Ones
Oh
home?
yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
integral to the system.
That
Without an
is
Xbox
like-
One, what do you know? Without a Kinect, it's hardly an Xbox One. It's an Xbox None.
Oh.
You know?
I already have like 3 cameras on my television, and my room is such that it points at my bed.
Yep.
Sometimes I don't want that happening.
Why?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't need a third thing that I need to move just in case. I'm like that dude on League of Legends who's picturing his pleasure
Loco
moments.
Doco.
Is that his guy's name?
Loco Doco.
Wow.
Esports Player of the Year.
Yeah. There you
There
go.
you go.
There you go.
Got him.
I like it. All right, we're done. Jeff, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, Tay, thank you very much. You need
Thank
to go
you.
play Call of Duty for another 50 hours because we're not done with you
Something
yet.
like
And Chris, thanks for coming back from that thing that's definitely under embargo.
It
Which
absolutely
we
is.
can't talk about, but you can talk about.
You know what else is under embargo? The Halo Master Chief Collection review.
When's that out?
Well, we're going to see.
Later this week?
We'll have something on Friday, at least a review in progress. It's tricky because the multiplayer servers are going to be up, but that's like 100+ maps, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
not going to be a ton of people playing. So, like in terms of testing matchmaking and seeing what that whole experience is like, the full review might have to wait.
Yeah.
We'll
Plus,
see.
like the multiplayer portion of it is that 20 gig patch.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Which should be downloading now, but
until they post that, No one should review it, I guess.
Yeah.
No, we should not. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have something up on Friday about it. Maybe not the full review.
Sweet. Will won't be here. Me and Tay and Bauman, Giancarlo, and Justin Haywald are all heading down to Anaheim for BlizzCon.
Sweet.
So we're going to shoot
like 7 people to BlizzCon.
5
BlizzCon.
Airbnb
What?
video games.
It is 10 years of
Mike Morheim. It is. We're putting together a feature 10 years of World of Warcraft. So we're going to shoot a bunch of features.
Doing stuff there, sure. All right.
Yeah. So if you're going to BlizzCon and you think you have a story, we've still got a couple of slots open. Please get in
Story
touch.
about what?
Story about we're doing a bunch
WoW
of stories
change
about like how WoW has like individually like affected people's lives, for the positive and the negative.
You think there might be a few people at BlizzCon that have stories like that, do you?
Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe someone are watching this. Maybe not. But that's it for another week. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone in the back. Josh, Mary, Dan, everyone back there. Have I forgotten anyone? Nope, got them all. Thanks very much, Mary. Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.